Joining me now is Edward Getterman, a former district director for Congressman Bill Flores, a political strategist, and we are here in Bear Country, a Baylor graduate of 2002, so happy to have you with us.
Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it.
Big news development today, Donald Trump campaigning in Texas. Is this a good move? Is it necessary for him?
It's strange. I don't think it's necessary. He's going to win Texas. There's no question about it. Most polls right now show him winning between 6 and 8 points. I think it'll be more than that. It'll be closer to 10 points. He's here raising money is what the reason they'll give you the reason he's here. It's odd that he's here doing a political rally tonight. It's not uncommon for a presidential candidate, a Republican presidential candidate, to go to a red state to raise money. That's where the money is. What's odd is that he's spending an evening this close to Election Day on a public rally in a state that he's going to win. The surest sign that Texas is not competitive is that Hillary Clinton is not playing in Texas. She has no ground game to speak of. She's not sending surrogates. Tim Kaine was here recently, but he was here for a fundraiser himself, didn't really spend much time on the ground. So it's strange. What most people inside the campaign will tell you is that Donald Trump hates raising money. He likes doing rallies because the response he gets from the rallies boosts his confidence, makes him feel good about himself, goes on down the road. He himself believes that these rallies are furthering his purpose. He thinks he's getting a lot of traction out of them. So we'll see. There's no way around it, though, that it is strange that he's spending several hours on the ground here this close to Election Day.
There's some rumors going around that the lower-rung election candidates, the Republicans, may be considering Trump, that he's just not going to win this thing, and maybe it should be focusing on being the check to Hillary Clinton in Congress. Is that a good strategy? Is that unprecedented?
Well, yes, it would be. Well, when Bob Dole ran in 1996, he was essentially about a month before Election Day abandoned by the party because they saw that he had no chance of winning. So they shifted their strategy towards saving the Senate and saving the House. The difference there was Dole participated. He was a willing participant. He wanted to save the Senate for Republicans as well. He knew he wasn't going to win. This would be totally different. It would be Trump would not participate, just given his ego. The big concern is that not only would he not participate, that he would turn around and tell his supporters, look, the fix is in, they're abandoning me, and then tell them all to stay home, which would be an absolute disaster. The reality is at this point it's too late. It wouldn't do any good. The best thing they can do is hope that he salvages something of a campaign and protects the candidates down ballot. He recently hired a really well-respected strategist, a national strategist, Kellyanne Conway. She's doing a great job. The issue is going to be she's smart. He has legitimately smart people working for him. The problem is going to be if he doesn't take their advice, it's not going to do any good. So,
well, this campaign shakeup, the most recent one, it does seem like he's kind of come out with a bit softer tone. Is that an accurate depiction of what's going on here, especially on issues like immigration? It was all 11 million illegals in this country. Get them out of here, and we're not hearing that from Trump anymore.
Well, softer is one word for it. I think the thing that brought people to his cause, so to speak, at the very beginning was stuff like that. Really inflammatory rhetoric, extreme things like we're going to deport 11 million people. And now he's slowly but surely kind of stepping back from all those things. And it would not surprise me if pretty soon the next thing is going to be, one day you hear that he's not real serious about building the wall anymore, which is the other big thing that really got people paying attention to him early on. So, honestly, the reality is it's totally chaotic. He's never done anything by the book from day one, for good and for bad. I don't expect him to start doing it that way now. So, we'll see. The thing about it is, on a daily basis, you don't know what's going to happen. The big fear is he has had a couple of days recently where he stayed on message, to your point, and has softened his tone and has tried to focus his fire on Hillary Clinton. The issue that they've got with him is he cannot. The best candidates for political office are disciplined and they stay on message. They have blinders on. They don't care what's going on around them. They don't care what their opponents are saying about them. They hammer, set list of points over and over and over and over. And he's completely shown no ability to be able to do that. He gets distracted by the smallest perceived slight, and allows himself to get dragged off message. So if he's going to have any hope of salvaging his race, the reality is it might be too late for that. But if he's going to have any hope of it, if he's going to have any hope of protecting the Senate for Republicans, he's going to have to do a better job of staying on message. So we'll see. He needs to win battleground states. He needs to win Florida, Ohio, North Carolina. He's currently losing all those states. if it was up to me, he'd be spending every waking hour of his life in those states. So, we'll see. Right now, there's really the reality is there's really no way to explain what's going on.
He should be in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and here he is in Texas.
That's
tonight.
exactly right.
What message could he possibly have at that rally tonight?
I think it's going to be his typical stump speech. He's going to talk about Hillary Clinton, being corrupt. The thing that's going to happen is down the road, people are going to look back and see what a massive opportunity that Republican voters spoiled for themselves. She is the most damaged Democratic candidate. I can't imagine in how long, 50 years, was ripe for the picking, and the Republican voters nominated the only person on earth who was more negative than she is. So she's getting a lot of flack about not doing press conferences, for instance. But she has no reason to, is the reality. She knows she has no reason to do press conferences. She's crushing him everywhere she needs to crush him, by all accounts. She has no reason to put herself out there and potentially say something that he could use against her. There's a colloquialism that let somebody hang them with their own rope. Let somebody hang themselves with their own rope, and that's what she's doing. He says so many things that damage his own self, his own cause, that she has no reason to do anything but stand on the sidelines and watch.
Yeah, you see her campaigning a little less, fundraising a little more right now. I'll get you out of here on this, and humor me if you will.
Sure.
A prediction on the race in Texas and then nationally, percentage-wise. I think I get an idea.
Yeah, I think he's actually probably going to do better than Romney did in Texas, believe it or not, just because of, I think he's going to really appeal to rural voters a lot more. I think he'll do better here. It's hard to say point-wise, 12 points maybe. I think he probably wins Texas by... wins nationally. He's going to lose nationally, but in Texas, I think he wins probably by 10, 12 points.
And nationally?
You're talking about electoral votes. There's really no way to tell. Right now it looks like he's going to get, it's going to be a landslide. The only thing that can possibly save him at this point is what he's been depending on this whole time is that, look, I'm tapping into voters, people who've never voted before, people who don't get the poll calls. People are going to come out and vote for me for the first time. They've never voted for anybody. They're going to come vote for me because they believe in my message. Are there 10 points worth of people like that out there right now? That would be a whole lot of people who've never voted before. So, we'll see. I'll put nationally points. I think he probably loses by 8 percentage points total nationally. So we'll see.
We'll find out here in a few short months. Edward Getterman, political strategist and Baylor graduate. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Seth.